Good morning. This is Miss Lally, and today is Thursday, July. What is it? It's July 12th. Yeah. No, it's July 11th. Thursday, July 11th. And it's July, and we are about to go into 90-degree weather with heat indexes of 100, 101, 102, depending on the day. And this is the time when my garden starts getting fried. So I have a couple of disappointments happening in my garden. The corn did not get properly pollinated, so I've had two so far where the bottom half was properly pollinated, but the top half wasn't. And it looks like some type of bug has been attacking the corn, the ears of corn. It's not that I have that many. Even when I looked at the corn didn't look all that great on the stalks. And also my beans that are planted over here, as you can see, there's nothing shading the beans like what was over here. When I had my first row of beans, they were shaded by these sunflowers. So these beans over here are not producing like the first row. So, and my thoughts is that it's the heat. It's just, the heat. Another observation I made about the beans is that they also are not as deep green like the beans were that were behind the sunflowers. So what I've gone and done is I have replanted a row of beans over here. Just one row, and hopes that they'll come up and that these leaves will continue to thrive, hopefully, that the leaves on the sunflower plant will hold out during the month of July and August, and let these beans come up, and I can continue to keep picking beans. So those are my two disappointments so far in the garden. Was with the corn and my second planting of beans over here. Then I'm in my third planting. It's two rows over here. I'm quite sure the third is not going to produce like it's supposed to because they're just in wide open sun. Okay, so this year I've focused on managing my cucumbers and not letting them just vine out all over the place, but basically maintaining one vine for each plant. So I take that back. This plant has two vines. Yeah, this plant has two vines. Well, at any rate, not having a bunch of vines just all over the place. And so this is one plant, straight 8, and it branched off, it forked off right there. And so I have two vines coming up. And so I've been managing the vines. Extra little vines that have been popping off, I will come through and cut them off like this right here. So I'll go through and I'll cut that off sooner or later. I saw a bug. And that has allowed me to stay on top of when I see powdery mildew. I cut the leaves off. And it seems like the plant has been maintaining a healthy state throughout the summer. I haven't seen any of those dreaded aphids. I don't want to call them up. I haven't seen any of those so far. And same here. So just like I see powdery mildew spots forming, I'll go through and cut those leaves off. This over here is two plants over here, and they are the double yield. Now I've been having a couple of my cucumbers been coming out with a bitter taste. not the whole cucumber, part of the cucumber. And I am thinking that it might be from cross pollination, I believe. So trying not to let them stay on here where they get too big. Although when I went out of town, I did come back to some huge cucumbers. But like this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. And I'm not going to let those get too big. But next year, I'm only going to plant one variety along here. And maybe try to just do 2 plants next year. Because I am seeing that the less I grow, the better I can manage it. And grow enough for, let me get out from over here, the pollinators at work. I can grow enough for me and my family. So it is July, and I'm trying to stand behind this sunflower, block the sun. It is July, and the sun, when it rises, has shifted. So now it is 7:39, and the sun is now beaming over here. But when it goes up behind a tree, instead of it going, it's all up there, the sun is now tracking this way behind a tree, and it's actually providing more shade later in the morning, which I like if I decide I want to come out here. So really, it's not much going on in the garden. I did have a couple of flowers on my pepper plant, so I do have some peppers on my pepper plant. You can see that right there. So I do have some that are growing. I have eggplant that's growing. Okra, the okra plant is growing. So I guess this one needs to come off. Went out of town. When I came back, I had one that was several inches long. So I see they grow fast. And my watermelon, well, I lost 2 to blossom end rot. So I'm down to 6 watermelon that I've seen so far. And they're big. I have not clipped off any sweet potato leaves. The sweet potatoes the leaves are still looking great, even though they have some holes in them, and they are producing flowers. And there's some flowers right there too. So they are producing flowers. And they've really come up a lot. So it is July. I normally try to dig them up in August. I do April to August, but I'm thinking of pushing that back to maybe when they are ready for me to dig up, maybe around late September, maybe into October, because digging sweet potatoes up in August is a beast because it's so hot. But this is what I got going on right now. This is my garden. I'm happy to see I have a tomato turning red on the vine. Haven't had that in a long time, so I'm going to leave those on the vine and let them turn red. The sunflower heads are hanging over. I saw the New Orleans gardeners comment about letting them stay up there till they turn yellow. But at the rate they're going, these birds have found out what I got going on here, and they are having a ball on these sunflower heads. I want to collect some of the seeds off of these big heads for next year, if they leave me any. So just wanted to give you a quick update. Nothing spectacular is really happening in the garden. Stuff that can tolerate the heat is tolerating the heat. Stuff that can't is going to start getting fried up. And I'm already trying to figure out how am I going to set up for fall gardening. I'm already getting excited about trying to grow my leafy greens, lacinato kale, collards, kale, I suppose, and other stuff. So I'm just in the thinking mode because I'm not trying to rush out my summer garden. because I got pepper plants that are still producing for me. Got these watermelon, tomatoes. The sunflowers are still putting out some sunflower heads, so it's nice to see those. And I want to plant, well, I did plant some sunflowers in the front, on the side of my house, near the front of the house, because I'd like to see sunflowers in the fall. So just wanted to share that with you all. Hope everyone is having a fabulous day, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.